Hi, good morning all. Again, it's me Ashwini from St. Joseph College of Arts and Science for Women, Ozur. Today's session is about uh, registers. There are four types of registers: serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out. So these are the four registers that we are going to see today. Yeah, first type it's about SISO shift register. What is SISO register? It's a sequential logic circuit that allows data to be shifted in and out one bit at a time in a serial manner. It consists of a cascade of flip-flops connected in series forming a chain. The input data is applied to the first flip-flop in the chain, and as the clock pulses and the data propagate through the flip-flop. And logic circuit provided below demonstrate a serial in serial out shift register. It comprises 4D flip-flop that are interconnected in a sequential manner. Here the circuit diagram you can able to see the D gate with the flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2 and then flip-flop 3 and then flip-flop 4. The serial input and then serial output. Generally serial input, serial input and serial output means by sequentially we have to give the input and it will process one by one in a sequential manner. If we get one's output, then only the serial input again process to the next input. The synchronous nature of the flip-flop ensure that the shifting of data occurs in a coordinated manner. When the clock signal rises, the input data is sampled and stored in the first flip-flop, and subsequent clock pulses, the stored data propagate through the flip-flop, moving from flip-flop to the next. Each D flip-flop circuit has a data D as an input and a clock CLK input and an output Q. So these are the techniques about SISO flip-flop. The functionality and operation. The flip-flop and clock signal. The flip-flop is a fundamental building block of sequential circuit. In the case of SISO shift register, each flip-flop stores a single bit of data. The number of flip-flops determines the length or size of the shift register. Clock signal synchronize the movement of the data through the shift register. And the second type is it's about SIPO, means serial in, parallel out. Uh, Shift register are essential components in the digital circuit used for data storage, manipulation, and transfer. Common type of shift register is the serial in parallel out shift register because it enables serial data input and parallel data output, making it useful for various applications such as data buffering, data acquisition, and control system. And the, the basic operation of SIPO shift register involves the sequential transfer of data bits through a series of flip-flop. The register has one input line called serial input SI and parallel output line called Q0, Q1, Q2, etc. corresponding to each flip-flop. The clock signal control the shifting of data. Serial input, parallel output, clock, signal. Serial input is the entry point for the data into the shift register. The data bits are fed into the first flip-flop in the register. On each clock pulse, the data bit at the serial input is transferred to the first flip-flop and the existing data in the register shift by one position. Parallel output that are Q1, Q2, Q3, Q2, etc. provides access to the stored data in the shift register. Clock signal synchronizes the shifting of data within the shift register. And third one, it's about parallel in, serial out, PISO. Is a digital circuit that can accept parallel data and output serial data. It's made up of a succession of flip-flop with each flip-flop capable of storing one bit of data. So unlike PIPO shift register, which offer parallel input and output, a PISO shift register accepts data in parallel but output it sequentially or seriously. And to understand the operation of your PISO shift register, let's consider a basic example with four flip-flop labeled D0, D1, D2 and D3. So, so this is about circuit diagram of a PISO. To shift the data out, a clock signal is applied to the shift register. Each clock pulse triggers the movement of data from one flip-flop to next in a cascading fashion. The most significant bit is usually the first to be shifted out, followed by the remaining bits. So at last, it's about parallel in, parallel out. PIPO shift register is a collection of flip-flop arranged in a series with each flip-flop capable of storing one bit of data. The primary characteristics and distinguishes a PIPO shift register is its ability to load data and output it in parallel. Unlike other registers that deal with serial input and output, the parallel loading and output capable of PIPO shift register make it powerful tool in many digital systems. The example of 4-bit shift register to understand the operation of PIPO shift register are given. The inputs are labeled as D0, D1, D2 and D3. Each flip-flop can store one bit of data. The data can be loaded into flip-flops simultaneously through a parallel input that is known as data input. Yeah, okay. The logic circuit diagram you can able to see about PIPO. Each flip-flop contents are passed sequentially to the following flip-flop to shift the data out. This can be accomplished by providing a clock signal that triggers the shifting operation. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.